It's been a few tense hours since Clovis and his retinue escaped from the warp and back into reality. Now they stand upon the surface of a barren world, devoid of any and all life, as if it was suddenly raptured long ago, far before humanity even dreamed of venturing out so far beyond Calixis. The planet's air is breathable, though the functional Adeptus Mechanicus aboard the Sun's Heart that hovers over 1,000 miles above estimate that it won't last forever. The problem has currently been solved with Arvis ladders bringing down massive carbon dioxide scrubbers, recycling the air around the small encampment that has been enacted as a base of operations. The fluctuating gravity has already posed a few small problems, many shipside workers who were helping with the camp not quite used to gravity stronger or weaker than the standard Terran force. Work continues, however, the looming threat of chaos and a rogue Necron too great to dally. Per Clovis's orders, a team of Kyurgens have been sent down and have set up a makeshift operating bay in a bright red tent. First aid had been administered immediately once they arrived, but a proper operation had been saved until a sterile environment was secured. The last thing the Adeptus Mechanicus wanted was the Lord Captain getting an infection months away from the Imperium, with an unknown Cornate entity on the loose. We join our retinue amidst the newly erected, bustling camp. Our officers all have hails from different sects, and we'll examine them one by one. But first, if you guys go to slide 10, you can see I've made you guys a nice, beautiful camp map.
Neat.
We'll first turn to Gradius. Gradius, as you command Skitarii to aid in setting up camp, a servo skull slowly floats towards you and makes a binaric trill to get your attention. It appears to have a message for you.
Gradius acknowledges it.
As you acknowledge the skull, a pitch recording projects and begins to play. Within the frame is a fairly intimidating tech priest, his face and hands covered in stretched, pallid skin instead of being entirely metal. One blind eye still sits in his face, the other replaced with a bionic implant like most Adeptus Mechanicus. Twisting mechadendrites armed with all forms of syringes and surgical equipment lash behind him, constantly moving almost like snakes. He gives a curt wave before speaking, his Vox implant strangely melodic and soft for an AdMech. Skitarii Alpha Gradius 0 Delta 87. The servant of the Omnissiah greets you. I am of designation Magos Genitor Voros Cordon Psi 20. You are needed aboard the Sun's Heart, as your presence in my ward is immediately required. He pauses, one lone mechadendrite extending off frame as he slowly turns away. Shush, child. The machine gods will not allow your weakened circuits to power down just yet. Looking back at the camera, his blind eye blinks, almost uncannily. Engine CFV Centaurus is in critical condition after the enemies of the Omnissiah's cowardly attack upon her holy augments. Per protocol, as the current leader of the Blessed Skitarii aboard, we require your consent to power down esteemed Magos Villistrax Centaurus 01. Her cybernetic augments are in an irreparable state, as her body was nearly 70.45% mechanics. Please make haste. Blessed be the machine god. The picture recording cuts off, the servo skull hovering lifelessly.
Oh, wow. Gradius, he acknowledges, and then from there, all of his mechadendrites begin to, recompact himself into his body. He's very quiet. He approaches Clovis and goes, Lord Captain, I have been summoned to the ship for Mechanicus matters.
Leave granted.
Gradius nods, and then he abords a shuttle to return.
Your flight up towards the ship is fairly uneventful. I did roll a check for this real quick. Nothing happens, it's boring. You make your way through the familiar halls of the ship and walk into an expansive laboratory of the Adeptus Biologus. Once you arrive, you see a sight that is truly sickening. Dozens of Adeptus Mechanicus are laid on operating tables in various states of disrepair, members of the Biologists having hooked them up to machines to keep their brains alive as their augments are frantically being prepared and tinkered with. The bay is filled to capacity, however it's immediately obvious where you're needed. Around one table is a crowd of AdMech, many praying and burning sacred unguents above the unmoving body upon the table. The Genador is also there, and he beckons you over with a wave of a mechadendrite.
Gradius, he leaves his Omniscient axe at the door, and if he could sigh, he would. And he walks ever slowly.
You see the Magos kind of turn towards you. Greetings, Scutari Alpha Gradius 0 Delta 87. I apologize for interrupting your business upon the planet's surface below. Putting what this guy looks like in ship crew, by the way.
Yeesh.
He's only mildly terrifying. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
He didn't get like an ooh or an ew, so. Gradius kind of just looks upon his nearly decommissioned companion, and he kind of like thinks to himself, maybe he should have been in the bay where she was at before everything went down. Her
The
service
Magos
to the
kinda-
Messiah doesn't feel finished.
It does not. We have tried to fix her, but we believe it is impossible. Her holy cybermantle has been practically destroyed. The only reason her brain and relevant cogitators function is due to an intervention, so I may extract her knowledge at your discretion. You can tell that even though he's an admech, meaning that there's not going to be very much emotion ever behind his voice, you can tell that there's a hint of regret and sorrow. The kind that someone who's losing basically like an equal or a valued colleague would feel.
I kind of want to try something where it's something I get out of Ghost in the Shell. Can I use like a mechanism to like maybe connect to like a processor, and then we kind of get teleported into like or where I would be able to commune with her, like as like we're sitting at a table in some kind of like digital world.
Yes and no. You would 100% probably be able to like plug into the cogitator that he has connected to all of her effectively mental facilities in order to talk with her, or at least what remains of her conscience.
But you wouldn't be transported to a virtual cyberscape to do that.
Yeah.
No, but you would be able to talk with her.
I think I'll try that.
Okay, roll me tech use plus 20.
Tech use plus 20.
At best, you might experience like a religious sort of vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not like you're not entering the Matrix to talk to her. You're just gonna hallucinate talking to her in like a
18.
factory or something.
Okay. That's gonna succeed with flying colors, I'm pretty sure. You manage, basically, you gently plug one of your mechadendrites into the cogitator, and Voros lets you, he doesn't interfere. And you hear like a soft static, and then as you kind of close your eyes, you hear huh? Who else is plugging things into me?
Relax. It's only me.
Hey, Gradius. You made it. You were the
Yeah.
lucky one, I guess.
Lucky is probably the pleasant way to put it. As Gradius is like, do I actually like see like a visage of her, or is it just like a kind of like I'm talking to like a spooky ghost world?
It's kind of like a disembodied voice. However, you can like you get the distinct impression, you basically see like if you look into her skull, because I should make this very clear to you, her faceplates have been fully peeled off, and you can see into her brain, which has a bunch of cogitators in it. You can actually see lights flashing in there.
Mm-hmm. Got it. And so Gradius, he goes, well, this is technically my doing.
Yes and no. To be fair, I don't think anyone could have predicted the extent of the damage that would be done. Whether you accepted it or Urizen had, the consequences would have been the same.
Right. Are you prepared to see the Omnissiah?
In all honesty, I wished I could have served him in this realm for a longer time. However, if it is what he determines for me, I will aid him wherever he may be. I wish I could have gone back to Holy Mars one more time, perhaps.
Let me borrow your code. Whatever code there is, I can upload it to the Great Registry.
Sure, if you can. I'm not sure if the Magos has other plans, but there's nothing saying you can't take a copy of at least part of the data.
That's what I intend to do.
Alrighty, you're currently technically linked directly into her neural cogitators. You're pretty easily able to get all of the data encoded, like basically, you know how Adeptus Mechanicus have a bunch of cogitators in their brain that help them remember things and stuff?
Yeah.
Like picture recordings, etc. You're basically able to quickly offload a whole bunch of that into one of your own internal drives. It takes about 20 seconds or so. You're getting a good chunk of a lifetime's full of information. But it's not... And I should make it very clear, you're not, like, experiencing her life flashing before your eyes because it would effectively fry your systems. However, you effectively get a zip file.
As all this begins to, after he gets a copy of the code, he's gonna go, there's no one left I can trust.
Perhaps there will be one day. Hopefully there will be. Though, I can't say I won't miss talking to you. After long shifts at the engine, or after you've had to fulfill the Omnissiah's duties. I was looking forward to hearing about your fight against whatever the anomaly was down in that bay. You likely saved a good 10% of our populace by shutting down the source of that scrap code. Our losses are dire, but not irreparable as a force. Likely because of you and the Lord Captain's intervention.
The captain did perform well, and I'm the side, damn it. I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss being here as well. Hopefully one day, you'll find someone else you can trust with the truth. At least you know it.
Gradius is just going to, like, kind of, like, sit in this episode, Great Nothingness, and he's just going to say, is there anything you want me to do?
You hear kind of like a pause. I believe the Magos took off my mechadendrites. I made them myself. If you could return one to Holy Mars, as proof of my retirement, so that at least my colleagues can have closure, I would appreciate it if you get the time.
He nods. And then he goes, I'll do what I can. So, how would you prefer to be decommissioned?
I believe they were simply going to cut power. After all, it's not my cyber mantle powering my mind right now. It's whatever you're connected to. If they simply unplug it from the back of my neck, the rest of my flesh will go with it.
Return to the Omnissiah.
May he watch over you, Gradius. For what it's worth, I do not believe you're any less valid than the rest of our priesthood. You serve him well.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And then from there, Gradius re-enters him, he removes himself from the consciousness, and then he looks toward everybody and he goes, "Allow me."
Yes, Skitari Alpha. Please feel free. I believe you were closest to her. It is only right you return her to the Omnissiah.
I light some incense around the room, and then from there, Gradius just kind of just looks at all of the circuitry and the wiring, and then just he nods, and then from there he unplugs her.
You kind of see, as you unplug her, it's not immediate as you kind of watch the lights flickering in her brain, but slowly, one by one, you see everything power down, and eventually, all the lights on her body, all the mechadendrites, everything still attached, goes limp, locks up, and as peacefully as she had been lying there, only her body is left.
Gradius, he just stays there, unmoving.
The Magos kind of...
Sorry, continue.
The Magos kind of puts a mechadendrite and basically pats your shoulder in an oddly human gesture for an AdMech. And you hear kind of a long sigh come out of his Vox implant. She's not the first one I've seen go. She will not be the last. But for what it's worth, I believe I understand some of what you're going through. Emotions may be a weakness, but they are also a strength.
Gradius nods. The code to replicate, to create such an artisan skill as this is will take a long time.
It will. It will. I believe she should have had many more years. Many, many more years. However, I believe we know who the culprit is, if what I have been hearing is correct.
Point me in the direction.
Follow the Lord Captain. I believe whatever he is hunting is ultimately responsible for this.
Gradius nods. Prepare the body for repsych. However, leave one mechadendrite to me, so I must require it for my quarters. Is that clear?
Yes, Skitari Alpha. You see him basically, you hear his binaric trill kind of reach the other AdMech as they put down their incense holders and begin to with very, very carefully, with a lot of reverence, begin to basically detach and salvage what they can from her body. However, you notice the first thing they do is take off one of her manipulator mechadendrites and set it aside.
Gradius, then he leaves. He picks up one of his he picks up his undersigned axe with like newfound conviction.
Understood. Let me edit her profile and ship crew. I'm not going to delete it, but I am going to make a note that she is deceased.
In memoriam. She did!
Yes, she is.
Saluting.
Also, hi, Tam.
Hi. Sorry.
The crow. The crow as my character's best friend dies.
I kind of forgot about that. I was like, oh wait, he's in a roleplay moment. Shit.
But yeah, that really broke my concentration.
I mean, at least it wasn't as bad as mine, which is chicken. So that would have also been bad.
Alrighty. Tam, since you just got here, I'm gonna ask. Technically, I'm supposed to be doing this in chronological order. You're supposed to be next. Would you like a moment, or would you like me to do Diego's section first, with a side note that this technically happens after your section?
If I can have a quick rundown of what's going on, I think I'm good to go.
Okay, basically, this is a couple hours have passed since you guys got out of the warp and landed on the planet. A small camp has been set up, which is on slide 10. There's a nice little picture of it, or a map of it. Currently, your characters are doing things to basically fix up loose ends from last session. So Clovis's arm, the attack of the scrap code, which is what just happened. Your engine seer effectively just passed after being fried. And AK, you're getting a new engine seer, which is going to be part of Skid's section, is researching who the fuck this guy is.
Wait, is it V?
Yay.
Is that the purple girl who's kind of dead but not dead?
Oh
No,
no, that's
red
a different
one.
girl. The red one. The
Red
Gradius's buddy,
Okay.
not Ron's buddy.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ron's buddy.
Yeah, that's Seville. They're kind of similar
so out of
names.
it today. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I get it.
You're okay.
You are all right. Okay. Urzin, you're on the planet's surface. You've been basically effectively being, you know how the people at the airport with like the glow sticks or like the red pointers that show airplanes where to land? You're doing that for shuttles that are flying back and forth from the ship currently.
Cool.
And as you guide another Arvis lighter back into land, this very skittish looking guy kind of comes up to you. He looks kind of pale, and honestly, he stays a respectful 3 feet away from you. Master Urzin, the Adeptus Mechanicus require you to transport a man of considerable power down to the surface of the planet. He's apparently the new engine seer, and the Admech don't want to lose him to the gravity fluctuations, so they've requested you to personally taxi him to the surface. He's waiting in the starboard bay. Can I go now?
Sure. Okay, I'll get a shuttle.
You see him basically, like, speed walk away, and if you had to guess, it's because he's not used to talking to Xenos. This is, like, a lower deck guy. He's never seen you, and everything he's been taught about the Xenos is to fear them. So you see him basically speed walk away, just basically, and you hear him under his breath, God Emperor protect me, God Emperor protect me, God Emperor protect me!
As you have Urizen, basically the least threatening guy ever.
He doesn't know that, Tam.
I know. Anyway, yes.
Alrighty, I'm guessing that you take a shuttle and you fly up to the ship.
Yes.
Alrighty, please roll me... Oh god, I forget which flight skill it is. I believe it's Landers, but let me check.
I have spacecraft and flyers.
It's a flyer. Roll me
Cool.
roll me pilot flyers.
Flat?
While you do... minus 10 because of the gravity fluctuations of the planet. I'll be right back.
It
By the
means
way, I need to open my
need an
window.
80. Do the dice gods like me today? Yes, they do. Oh shit.
Oh, they really love you today.
I
they
used
really
it for my
like you
bad luck
today.
last weekend.
Damn.
Hi, I'm back. What did you roll? Oh my god.
Success.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, so you do fine.
He does
Yeah,
more than fine.
You're doing like fucking barrel rolls. All right. You get up to the bay just fucking with no issue. Anyway, you disembark from the Argus ladder and are met with a procession of Adeptus Mechanicus, an almost literal red carpet. Striding down the middle of two lines of AdMech is a man in flowing robes, writhing mechadendrites, and a face that makes your blood chill. His face is too similar to what yours looked like after healing from that. Skin patched over cybernetics, smooth and unnatural. His one singular eye blinks at you as he stands, towering at least a head above you. After a few moments of silence, the man speaks. Greetings, sanctioned Xenos. The genetic material aboard this relic claim your skills of piloting our holy vessels are unmatched. Is this true?
Irizan is doing his best to hide it, but he is fucking terrified of this guy. Not in like a, uh-oh, you could kill me, but in a, uh-oh, you look like me kind of a way. And one hand can't really help but sort of fidget with his neck, specifically over the scar.
Yeah, please roll me fellowship, and I'm gonna have
Fellowship! You mean the thing that I have a 31 in?
Yes, I mean that. And I'm gonna have him roll awareness to see if he picks up on that. If you succeed, you successfully hide it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, Arizen's having a whole PTSD moment. Okay. Okay, so he rolled a natural 3.
Okay.
Yikes.
You see his implanted eye kind of swivel a little bit and lock onto where your hand is scratching your scar. He pretends not to notice it, but he's like staring a burning laser at your fidgeting.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm the pilot.
He kind of keeps looking at your hand. Would Urza be shaking a little?
Yes.
He just kind of stays silent, which probably doesn't help the nerves, before giving a very slow, mechanical nod. I see. Allow us to board, then.
Oh, okay. Do I have to roll another flight check?
Please do.
Okay, cool.
Same modifier as before, minus 10. It's not hard. You should be fine. I give you a
I have
bigger
to beat an
modifier because
80.
Urza is panicking, but I feel like this is the one thing that would calm him down currently.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay, you're fine. As you fly, Voros is silent beside you. His mechadendrites are mildly distracting, as is his general presence, and he eventually lets out a soft hum before speaking. Small one. You are most peculiar, most far from home. How has the Omnisci accepted you into his ranks out here in the Coronis Expanse?
Diego, how do you say your character's last name?
I don't remember what the H stands for, but it's Llewellyn Smythe.
Okay. I looked it up, like, there is a lot of vowels in places I don't know where to put them.
It's Llewellyn.
Llewellyn.
Yeah.
Captain Llewellyn was gracious enough to make sure I had proper paperwork.
I mean, before that. You've piloted this ship since the times of Avril, correct? The third Terragast's son?
Yes. 20-something years at this point.
Right after his secession. I do remember.
Mhm.
He kind of leaves a pause. I don't often see Tau on the side of the galaxy. If it gives you solace, I have not dissected one of your kind before.
It does not, in fact, give him solace!
Also, I think it's pronounced solace.
You get what I mean?
Yes, I do. That is not reassuring to hear, anyways.
I'm not gonna bother rolling fellowship because I know I'm gonna fucking fail it, but he goes tense at that.
This does not mean this unit wishes to dissect you, small one.
Oh, you wouldn't be the first if you did.
You could hear the sounds of his eye once again, like swiveling in its socket, and once again burning like a laser line at
Chicken.
the scar in your neck.
Chicken. Sorry, I see what you mean, Skid.
Welcome back, Skid.
He is staring out the pilot window. He is not looking around on purpose.
You could feel like a
You
mechadendrite
can feel
gently tap your neck.
Is there something I can help you with, sir?
Do you know which member of the biologists operated on you?
I'm sorry?
You feel his mechadendrite kind of retract from your neck. The study of xenobiology and work upon xenos is not necessarily permitted for all members of the Adeptus Biologists. Do you remember the unit's designation which operated upon you?
No. That was a kid. I was a kid, and I was never given the chance to stay awake long enough.
You can hear the mechadendrite swirling kind of like the sounds of like the metal kind of like bending kind of stop as the Magos beside you kind of goes eerily still. He did that to a child.
Don't mind me pulling up his lore doc to remind myself what age he was.
Take as much time as you need.
Well, it depends on your definition of child, I guess.
As Tau mature at roughly the same rate as humans, that would depend on your age.
I stopped being obedient around 16, 17. He made threats, Abel, but the last straw didn't happen until a couple days after my 19th birthday.
You kind of hear a low binary hum start as you basically see him pull out a data slate, type a couple of things in, and give like another very slow nod. I will look into the matter. There may be a potential decommissioning in somebody's future.
been a long time since.
You see the Adamant kind of, you hear the Adamant kind of be silent for a second before Voros speaks again. It has been a long time since I lost her as well. I still do not take things lightly. Plus, operating on a Xenos without express permission from myself as the head of the biologists aboard this vessel is considered techno-heresy. They must be punished appropriately.
Well, good luck with that. I'm surprised at this point the machine hasn't gone haywire and just killed me.
You see him kind of... If there was a possibility for a Mechanicus to feel extreme concern, or at least a way for him to show it on his face, that is what he would be looking at you with right now. Are you insinuating the device inside of your body is faulty?
Well, certainly ain't legal.
You see him kind of, like, scribble a couple more notes on a data slate. If at some point you would prefer, or allow, I will see if this unit would be able to remove whatever device is implanted. Granted, it is not interfering with any vital organs or mechanisms.
You mean basically a glorified shock collar right on my throat?
My offer still stands.
Good luck with that.
You see him kind of look at you. Trust me. We have operated upon worse.
Give me time to think about it.
Of course, Master Urizen. I would also ask that you clear it with Lord Captain Llewellyn Smythe beforehand. Smythe. He said Smythe, in context.
Well, you should... If you're gonna write a report on this or whatever the hell, get the remote from him. He has it.
I will ask. As he says that, Urizen, you land the Arvis ladder back down in the camp.
Throughout that conversation, he was still tense, but mostly that fear was turning to just pure exhaustion from remembering that phase of his life.
You basically see the Admech swivel the door open and slowly basically descend. Thank you for the ride, Urizen.
You're welcome, sir.
With that, we will move on to Clovis, and move on to the fixing Clovis's arm phase of this session. Clovis.
Yes.
As you're commanding your forces, making plans, getting data from patrols that have been sent out around the area, a servitor lumbers over to you, its movement sloppy and uncoordinated. It gives you a very clunky sign of the Aquila, and then plays what appears to be a pre-recorded message. Greetings, Lord Captain Llewellyn Smythe. We are prepared for your presence in the surgical bay. Our janitor will personally be performing your operation to ensure it is of utmost quality. Please report to the red tent as soon as it is convenient for you. We will be ready for your arrival, whenever it may be. The servitor stands there dumbly, a click signifying the end of the message.
Wonderful. About time something went about right. Now then, carry on. Fulfill your duty and get the mission. See that the mission is carried out to the letter. And Clovis is gonna just moving my token over to the red tent.
Yes. I did technically make a map of this place. It's not super important, but you can see I made a nice little map on slide 11. Wow, ain't it pretty?
Thanks. I like it. It's a little war tent.
Yes. This map, all these assets are movable. Please don't drag them around on accident. That took me forever.
I won't.
Okay. As you enter the tent, you're assaulted by the smell of chemicals. It's obvious the Adeptus Mechanicus have taken great care to sterilize the entire place, however, they don't smell the same smells you do. It's mildly unpleasant, but not unbearable, and likely preferable to the scent of blood and gore. Already a few men lay in recovery beds and upon operating tables, injuries from the establishment of the camp being treated in robotic fashion by the Adeptus Mechanicus members. One particularly lavish bed sits empty along with a plush operating chair, with a particularly odd-looking admech sitting behind it. When you enter, he bows his head. Lord Captain, welcome. I am Unit Designation Magos Genitor Voros Cordon Psi 20. I will be performing your treatment today.
Very good day, Janitor. Oh. You can see that Clovis has been trying to maintain a face of professionalism throughout the entire thing, but like he's clutching his hand really tight to his chest, and it's like it's starting to get to him. It's like, what will this surgery entail?
It seems that the bones on your arm have been mainly shattered. We will need to pin them and secure them so that they can heal straight. In addition, we wish to brace your wrist, as it seems to have taken substantial damage from burns and chars. Lastly, we will bandage everything and inject a antibiotic salve in order to ensure that nothing will get infected as it heals. You should be able to use the arm, if with some pain, by the end of the surgery.
Will I be able to use it efficiently?
He kind of basically opens a case filled with syringes and basically slides it towards you. With a slight bit of numbing agent in the general area. Yes. And without risk of damage. The numbing is
How
only...
soon?
Immediately.
Have you done this procedure before?
Things almost exactly like it, many times. This unit has been in commission for over a century.
What's the alternative?
He kind of looks at you. You see a mechadendrite kind of swivel and basically take out a sheet. You know, you did know that they took some x-rays upon like being there, and he basically shows you a. It's not in line with the wall. It's not supposed to be in line with the wall, Tam. It's fine. Diego, you see him basically hold out a sheet with a bunch of x-rays of a basically completely shattered arm. We simply pin it and allow it to heal naturally. Unless you wish us to chop off your entire limb and see if we can find a bionetic replacement that fits you, I would say the former is your best chance currently, this far away from a suitable trading outpost.
So we have no alternative replacements on hand.
Ones that would fit you perfectly? Likely not.
Perfect. Bloody perfect. A blood letter invites itself to my ship, and all of a sudden, my arm is incapacitated. A brief inconvenience, mind you. And next thing I know, my janitor, who's supposed to be on top of such issues, does not have a suitable replacement for it, and is instead asking that I rely on a cocktail of drugs and time to let my hand heal.
You see the Adeptus Mechanicus look at you. You do understand that the purchasing of bionic limbs is not up to me, and the reason why this ship is so poorly supplied is due to its previous owner, Lord Captain.
Had I the resources, I'd order you to remove my arm and replace it post-haste. But we'll have to go with your judgment right now.
In an ideal world, Lord Captain, that would be my solution as well.
He lets go of his arm, but immediately lays a hand on his holster where the Ripper pistol is. I am surrounded. Do you know by what?
You see you hear like the sounds of whirring for a second, as if the Magos in front of you is basically running a series of calculations to decide what would offend you the least of the options that are currently going through his head. And he eventually settles on beings of lesser intelligence, Lord Captain.
That is partially true. Creatures of lesser knowledge. I know things. I've been watching, and I am not happy with the way things have been proceeding with this operation. Setback after setback after setback. And our enemies continue to evade us. Carnicus of Steel, that infuriating presence in the tomb world, and seditious members of my own crew who continue to plague me. I am surrounded on all fronts. And now you ask me, a total stranger, someone I have not personally vetted and verified, to trust you. Tell me what's in each of those vials.
You see him basically immediately present a data slate that has the exact chemical composition of every single syringe in the box that he slid towards you. All of them are basically exactly what he said, which is a local anesthetic.
No anesthetics.
Are you sure, Lord Captain?
I cannot allow my judgment to be impaired while we're on this planet, not for a second. I cannot be affording any slip. I cannot afford a moment's rest while my enemies are out there. We just survived a massive scrap code attack on our ship. And now we're in uncharted territory. And I have to take time out of my very busy itinerary to sit through surgery. Asleep. If we were to come under attack, I would not be able to give orders now, would I? I'd have to rely on others who may not make the right decisions in the heat of battle. So no anesthetics. I've endured far worse.
The Mechanicus simply gives you a very curt nod. Understood, Lord Captain. Though please, do your best to keep the rest of your body still so not to rock the chair as I perform a delicate operation. That is all I ask.
And I ask you nothing but local anesthetics. My mind cannot be impaired for even a second.
Of course, sir.
Good. And once surgery is over, I want you to contact Commander Verdant aboard the Sun's Hope.
That I can do, Lord Captain.
My Scutari Alpha, Gradius, he went up to the ship. Mind telling me what that was about?
You see him kind of nod. Your previous engine seer has unfortunately been decommissioned. She rests with the Omnissiah now.
Throne preserve her. I didn't know V Centaurus well, but she was a good member of our crew, very effective at her job. I suppose you know a replacement?
You see him nod. Currently, until we are able to procure another member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, who is of an equal or higher rank to my own or hers, that would be me, Lord Captain.
I assume the Seneschal is going to deal with that then.
Yes. He is supposed to vet me, as of today. so that I may resume my duties and begin repair of your primary vessel.
Very well. Janitors like you normally deal with bodies, not vessels. Consider this a test run. Where do I sit?
He basically gestures to... I didn't give him a proper token yet, but it'd technically be this chair, right next to the knife's bed.
He sits down and, takes off his coat and pulls up his... He basically takes off everything above the waist so that I don't remember Voros.
Yes.
He's just basically taking off his coat and his shirt and his jacket so that Voros will have unobstructed access to his arm as he just lays it out and just stares into the distance.
Alrighty. You can feel a single poke in your arm. A single syringe of local anesthetic, which basically numbs everything in your lower arm, where all the damage is done. And you hear a soft binary hum as a manipulator mechadendrite basically holds your arm down by the shoulder. You only really hear, not feel what's going on due to the anesthetic. Sounds of flesh being cut, some tapping and hammering. There's a rhythm as he works. It takes around 15 to 30 minutes. You're not quite sure as you're staring off into space. But with a few final stitches suturing injured flesh together and a wrap of your arm, he sticks it with one more syringe of anesthetic before letting it go. It hurts conceivably less, and does definitely feel stronger and more secure. Not perfect, mind you, but the relief is palpable and holding a sword is certainly possible. Diego, gameplay-wise, you heal 5 points of damage, so that's 1 of your critical damage plus 4 extra.
Okay. So, go up back to 14 hit points.
Go up back to 4 hit points.
Okay. Oh no, wait. I am at 14, but current is 4 hit points. Got it.
Yeah. You have 14 maximum, but you're not getting healed to full by this. It basically just stabilizes you so you're out of critical range, and then... oh, actually, let me check his intelligence modifier. Oh, actually, you should be healing for 6, not 5. So you're at 5, technically, because it's equal to his intelligence modifier.
Fair enough. Oh, fuck, I forgot to spend XP. Oh well.
Oh, well, you're not fighting anything this session. I'll just tell you that.
It also makes sense because, it's literally since... It's literally
Like a couple hours
it's-
ago, yeah, in-game.
So yeah, okay.
Your operation is complete, Lord Captain. You see him grab a mug of hot recaf from a nearby servitor, and he hands it out to you to test the arm. Please take this, as I have heard you requested it earlier over the Vox network.
Clovis reaches out and grabs it with the bad arm. Impressive. Impressive. And you would have me waste your talents as a janitor, serving as my engineer?
You see him, look to you. A temporary fix, Lord Captain. I should resume my normal duties soon after we return to someplace like Footfall, where we can contact another reliable member of the ADMEC to take my place.
Keep that in mind. Your talents have been noticed.
Thank you, Lord Captain. The Omnisire smiles upon me. I suppose. As the
He
god
smiles
Emperor
on us
does
all.
me.
He smiles on us all. Well then, get me Commander Verdant.
You see him basically walk over and basically pull up, basically turn on a Vox relay. He hands the speakerphone, effectively the phone, over to you. Yes, Lord Captain.
Commander Verdant.
Yes.
Status report of my ship.
It could be worse. It could be better. We've got all the starboard and the portside bay functional again, except for the place you ordered to be closed off. No other disturbances have come through, and we've managed to restore power to all the main compartments of the ship. Only a couple of quarters for some of the Void clans still remain unpowered. In addition, we've managed to unjam all the macro cannons thanks to the effort of some very brave voidsmen. Overall, though, I still wouldn't recommend trying to enter warp space. If push comes to shove, we could at least pilot her in real space. Maybe not at 100%, but she's no longer fully disabled. In addition, we could fire orbital barrages should you need them. Though the accuracy needs to be tested first before I would say it's a reliable strategy. It'd probably take us a few more hours before we can get everything perfectly online.
You have your hours. Commendations for everyone who gave their lives in service to the Imperium, refurbishing our ship back to operational condition.
You'll be happy to know that we were able to keep casualties relatively low, Lord Captain. But I agree.
And
their service will not be forgotten.
commendations for everyone, then. Now, there are still matters I wish to discuss with you, matters I cannot discuss over Vox Relay.
Yes, sir. Would you like me to come down, or would you like a shuttle to come up?
I'm already here, and the map fragment is within reach. I need you to begin preparations for that little... No. Not quite yet. I need you to continue assuring the men that everything has gone according to plan. Inform them that the rogue traitor has made landfall and has recovered quite gracefully from his surgery after suffering a wound in battle. Our hearts go out to V Centaurus, previous engineer of our ship, and her contributions shall be remembered and immortalized in service of the vessel.
That I can do, sir. Is there anything else you need from me?
Hang on, Diego's having a brain fart right now because Diego wanted to say something, but Diego can't remember.
That's so fair!
It's wrong, but no one's home.
I remember now.
Okay.
Diego remembers now. Clovis is going to just look around and say, what of the status of Sevuli?
She's fine. A bit high-strung, as she always is, and maybe speaking in some gibberish, as she always does, but she's fine.
Have her under watch for the time being.
Yes, sir.
Nothing
He kind
nothing too obstinate or invasive. I just want some people to keep an eye on her and her activities moving forward.
I can make sure the guards by the astropathic chambers are at least checking in on her every now and then, making sure they know where she is. She's almost always around that part of the ship unless there's extenuating circumstances, so just letting the patrols there know to keep an eye out on her should suffice. If that would suit what you're thinking.
She is becoming very key to the circumstances and situations revolving around this system. She has yet a role to play, and I cannot afford anything happening to her.
Yes, sir.
Make sure she is protected.
Of course.
Good. Now, I must go and take my rest. Once we recover the map and move on to the final planet, then I want a full meeting with you and several other key officers. Namely...
Diego the player! This is the final planet!
Yeah, but like, before we go to the final planet with the vault.
This is the planet with the vault.
Oh, right. I'm just an idiot.
No, we could just retcon that.
Yeah.
Before we go to the vault, that's what Clovis said.
Yeah, before we head to the final vault, I want a meeting with you and several other of the key officers in my office. The Master of Ordnance, the Master at Arms, the Infernus Master, you yourself, and of course our navigator.
Of course, sir.
Quick clarification: Sevuli is our astropath, not our navigator.
She is your astropath, not your navigator. Your navigator is different.
Yes,
Madame
that's what
Oakford.
Clovis... Okay, that's just making sure.
Well, let's be honest, when you said navigator, I immediately jumped to ZZ.
Wrong
Not
campaign,
this
but
game.
right spirit.
On campaign.
Exactly.
And make sure the high factotum is there as well.
Of course. All of it can be
Excellent.
arranged. I'll make sure there's room in their schedules.
Very good. With that, you are dismissed, Commander Verdant.
Yes, sir. Good luck to you down there. And may the God Emperor favor you.
May the God Emperor keep a watchful eye over you and my vessel. And Clovis just clicks it off. I need an autoquill and a book.
The Magos who's been kind of, who basically puts the Vox relay back, powers it off, and nods. He basically trails some binary at one of the servitors, and it goes to fetch it, and hands it to you.
Clovis immediately starts writing in it.
Alright. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Diego?
Nope, that's it.
Alright. Lastly, we will go to Matthias. Skid, you! Skid, you're so quiet.
Why? Hold on. Is that better?
Yes!
Okay, I did turn up my gain.
I see.
Turn up a little bit more, just in case. Alright.
Matthias.
Yes.
As you work directing the men and women of the Dynasty to secure the camp, you're approached by Loco Brandist, who's rubbing their temples. They walk up to you and hold up a finger to signal you to wait. Pull out a flagon and a handful of pills from their coat, and down them in one swig. Wiping their mouth, they let out a very long sigh. Seneschal Vandergrim, we have a situation.
A situation? What kind of situation?
A situation such as our previous engine seer has... How do I put this? Retired? Ugh, she's been decommissioned by the Adeptus Mechanicus following that scrap code attack. As you know, both you and Clovis have very little control of who they choose to lead their sect aboard our ship, and the AdMech appear to have elected a new leader. I think Clovis knows, but you can't imagine how excited he likely is to hear the details of that man. But you hear Loco basically beckons you closer and lowers their voice to mutter directly in your ear. Okay,
Like wings down.
but first, come with me. There's something you need to know. Let's get, far away so I make sure he doesn't hear us.
Right, far away, sure. Also, look, you should lay off of the, you know.
Do you understand how stressful it is?
No, I
feel like
understand.
I feel like Clovis is gonna execute me if I do one thing wrong. Have you seen the look in his eye?
I have indeed noticed. It is concerning.
Come here to the
seen him sleep in a while.
Is that where all the recap is going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well...
Smoking.
Oh. Great. Great, that's great. That's where the low's been going. You know what, doesn't matter. Ron's... Oh no, Ron is back on board. He seems to have cut down, no? So I guess we can just give the extra to Clovis. Anyway, come here to the Administratum tent.
He follows, kind of really concerned.
Okay. So Loco eventually gets to basically a giant filing cabinet. He pulls out a massive file, an inch and a half thick, and he slams it on the table. He opens it, leafs through it a little bit, and shows it toward you. This is the guy's history I could easily find. Some Magos, Genitor, Voros, Cordon Psi 20. We know he got on the ship. We know kind of why he's here, but not really. But we have no clue what his past is beyond that. In other words, his background check is for some reason incomplete, and after the recent attack, I don't trust it, and I don't think Clovis will either. But I don't want to piss off the AdMech by saying, no, you can't elect that guy, so you have some digging you need to do.
You do know I love digging.
I'm sorry, but I have to stay here. I need to make sure that all the supplies and things are in order, and Clovis is out of surgery now, so we should be able to take up what you were doing. Just go to the library, maybe the archivums aboard the ship. They might have something. For the love of the God Emperor, I hope they have something.
I'd hope as well, for more so your sake rather than mine.
Both of ours. We're both admin. If we can't find this guy's history, we're toast. Didn't he already chew you out earlier?
He did indeed. did indeed. But I'm used to it, so you know.
You know, maybe for this whole venture we can all retire.
Oh, I'd wish. I would love to. Loki, you don't understand. I've been wanting to retire for years now. I'd love to retire. I'd love to retire.
Fun. So that you don't die before your inevitable retirement. Find those files! Woo! Go Matthias, I believe in you!
Well, I mean, I've almost died once. What's the
I
second
hope
time?
you get what I mean. You don't have any more optional body parts to lose, brother.
I know. Oh.
So get a searching!
Searching I go. The Aquila, the sign of the Aquila is like a salute, right?
Yes.
Before he leaves the tent, he gives him the sign of the Aquila.
Look, it gives one back, but his heart is not in it right now.
me when I leave the studio and I salute my friends and they salute back type beat. Alright. Matthews is gonna... He needs to go to the ship and go to the archives, right?
Yes.
Alright, he takes the massive file with him, and he needs to pick who's gonna bring him to the ship.
Yes, he does.
He slowly turns his head towards Urzen's location.
Urzen, you feel a very
Yes,
menacing
Master
aura
Vandergrift?
staring at you.
Hi, Urzen. Could you do me a favor and fly me up to the ship? Please.
See, he's gotten braver now over time with Matthias.
Because
And so
Matthias
he
hasn't actually domed him yet.
Uh-huh. And Abel's dead, which means he's more free.
April, but yes.
April. And so he just gives Matthias the biggest grin ever. Just like, a favor. You want me to do you a favor?
You know, I must have worded that wrong. I want you to fly me up to the ship because I'm your seneschal. Please. He looks like he wants to die when he says please.
Should I?
I'll ask
should
another
I
voice then.
not? Come on, let's go.
Lovely.
I'm quoting that. Damn. Please make a pilot flyers -10 test.
-10 test!
No,
Because
it's
I'm
always been -10 because of condition, not because Matthias is there.
Would be really funny if it was because Matthias is there and staring daggers at hers in this whole time.
So I had to beat an 80.
Oh,
Much
you're
smoother
good.
flight than getting there where you didn't fly at all and had to go through the warp, Matthias. In fact, once again, annoyingly, you can't even critique literally anything about his flying as you land buttery smooth into the bay.
He grumbles anyway.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Alright.
He like starts walking away and then he turns pointedly to glare at Urzen before he continues.
I'll just chill here until you're ready to go back down.
Yes, thank you.
And he's gonna do the equivalent of doom scrolling.
Okay.
Doom scrolling on Spixpock. Space TikTok.
Emperor talk.
Emperor talk, they would call it that.
Anyway. Matthias.
It's called gospel.
It's called gospel! Sorry, that's really funny. That's
Oh,
really
God.
funny.
It's good.
Technically, I've got another slot to learn a language. He could be doing the equivalent of Duolingo.
Also funny.
Okay. All jokes aside, Skid,
Yes.
do you have the search skill?
Do I have the search skill? Do I have the search? I do have the search skill. Train.
Please roll me the search skill.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Matthew, this is your fucking job.
Okay, so you don't get that first one. Matthias, please roll me
Yeah.
Common Lore Imperium if you have
Common
it.
Lore Imperium. I'm pretty sure I do. I don't. Oh, I do.
You have-
I lied.
I was gonna say, do you not have fucking Common Lore Imperium?
I have Common
do.
Lore Imperium.
I do. I lied.
Well, I've got Imperial Navy and Imperial Guard. I don't think that's
Okay, yeah. That's
Okay.
3 degrees of success.
Oh, yay, okay, I'll give you these two. Okay, everyone go to slide 12. I'm gonna read this out to you because it's in cursive font, however, still.
Hey!
Okay. Matthews, you're looking through and you eventually find a file in the archivum that reads House Van Corden Heir Acknowledgement. The guy's name you're looking at is Corden, so you kind of pull it out and you go to read it, and it reads the following. House Van Corden Heir Acknowledgement. It is the 41st millennium, and we, Isadora and Augustus Van Corden, are sending this missive to all whom it may concern within the leadership of the Honorable Terragast family. As you are valued trade partners of our planet, Kyotis, we wish to let you know we have finally acquired an heir, a beautiful baby girl, Freya Van Corden. We are honored to welcome her into the Van Corden family and hope that she will continue our partnership long after we pass. May the God Emperor continue to honor us with his blessings. Sincerely, Isadora and Augustus Van Corden.
Okay.
Put that in game general.
Thanks. Interesting.
You also find what is on slide 13.
Oh boy.
This one reads, Notice of Trade. Honorable Captain Heldanis Terragast, I regret to inform you that your trade partners, the Van Corden Dynasty, have fallen victim to a terrible tragedy. The entire dynasty has been mysteriously wiped out, their hearts seemingly exploded out of their chests by an unknown force. Fear not, for the Ordos Hereticus is investigating post-haste. Let it be known, however, that it is currently forbidden for any ships without Inquisition clearance to enter Kyotis airspace. Please skip over the planet during your void runs until further notice. His light be upon you, Holy Inquisitor, Big Fat Inkblot.
All right.
Big fat ink block. I interned under him for a summer once.
I did a job for him once. Anyway.
I mostly just took minutes and arranged his meetings, got him some coffee.
I killed some Xenos for him.
Lastly, Skid.
Oh, that's not special.
I know. I kill Xenos for everyone I work for.
Lastly, Skid, please roll me awareness.
Awareness! My awareness is much better. I'm using a fate point. I'm sick of this.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Skid, pick 1 or 2.
Let's go with 2. I like 2 more than I like even numbers.
Congratulations, it is your lucky day. I'll give it to you anyways. Everyone goes by 14. You find, you basically finish searching through a good chunk of the archivum. It's alphabetized, so you kind of finish going through that entire section, and you eventually start looking through all the files on the data slates, and you eventually find the following file. It reads the following. Detainee. This unit has not seen child Freya von Corden since last midday, Your Eminence. Inquisitor. Magos, I will remind you that failure to report any evidence would be grounds to decommission you. I will ask one last time. Where is Freya Van Corden? Detainee. This unit has not seen child Freya Van Corden since last midday. Inquisitor. I hope you understand, Magos, that I will have my retinue personally search your cogitators. Detainee. Permission granted. I swear on my honor as a unit of the Omnissiah, you will not find anything. Results. No evidence found. Sentence. Magos Genitor Voros Corden Psi 20 is free to leave the planet aboard the vessel designated as the Sun's Heart. He shall serve as a part of the vessel's team of Adeptus Biologists until the case of Freya Van Corden is closed. To whom it may concern. Apprehension of Freya Van Corden will earn interested parties a net sum of 500,000 thrones.
That's a lot of thrones.
That's a
That's
fucking
a
lot
lot
of
of-
thrones.
Yeah, most people barely see 2 thrones in their entire lives in this universe.
That is a fucking lot of thrones.
Because if you remember, the first time we played this game, I thought thrones were literal thrones. So that's a
They're
lot
not
of
literal thrones. But according to basically all the research I did, actually, the average worker, factory worker, gets 30 thrones a month.
Oh, wow.
That is more thrones than most people in the, most entire families and entire factories of workers will see in their entire lifetime.
Oh. Dang. Okay.
Yeah, wealth disparity. Well, the wealth gap is just fucking insane. It's getting worse every day. This is not. This is not contemporary political analysis. This is just hard fact logics.
Okay.
So,
can I?
if you said 30 a month, that you can average that to be 1 a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roughly.
Which means 365, 1,369.86 years. In order to see that many, if you saved every single one of them.
And you most likely are not saving because the average factory worker doesn't have access to financial institutions, saving plans, or a basic bank. They spend that money as fast as they earn it because, food rations are terribly overpriced.
Yup.
Points. Yeah.
Cool. Just contextualizing it for myself.
So.
No, it's a very great contextualization. Thank you.
Yes. In our archives, could I look for any other mention of Freya Van Corden?
Sure. Roll me Forbidden Lore Imperium, if you have it.
I'm pretty sure I do. Let me check real quick.
I will also let you roll Forbidden Lore Heresy if you have it.
I don't have either. I only
you
have
have any
Forbidden Lore
lore on-
Archaeotech, Xenos, and Pirates.
Just roll against your intelligence then.
Intelligence. Sick. That just barely makes it by 1 point.
Okay. I didn't write this out, but Matthias, you're able to scrape together a vaguely cohesive narrative, looking at some other files which are very, very badly maintained. You're like, why is that none of this super clear? You're able to vaguely piece together that Freya Van Corden is the perpetrator behind the chest-exploding murders of the rest of her family.
Oh.
And that is a bounty on her head.
Oh.
You can't gather much more than that. But that's what you gather.
Huh. I made a completely different conclusion.
Interesting. Alright. Matthias will write up a detailed report of his findings.
Okay, you write up a detailed report of your findings.
And he's going to go back to the shuttle and grimace before he talks to Urizen. Alright, let's return planet side.
What was that?
Let's return planet side. Urizen.
Think you're missing a word there.
Please.
If Gradius was there, he would say now.
That's really funny.
He turns the ship on.
Alrighty, please roll the same test you've been rolling, Tam. Oh.
Okay.
This is for vengeance. This is out of vengeance.
Does Matt do anything to purposely make Urizen skittish? Because that would explain that.
No.
He glares at you like the entire ride. But he did that last time too.
Hey, wound.
Yeah.
I have fate points. You said
You
we're
feel
not fighting
free.
anything. I never use fate points. I know. I kind of want to.
I never said you weren't. Okay, I said you
Oh,
weren't fighting
wow.
anything. I never said that there weren't. Oh, okay. Matthias, you kind of feel, or is it? You hear a really bad noise from the engine. You casually adjust a few values as you realize that you're kind of overexerting the engines against the gravitational pull, and it stabilizes fairly quickly. But you definitely have a very silent moment of, oops.
Yeah. While the engine's kind of going, you hear Matthias, kind of like annoyedly, like rhythmically tapping his metal foot on the ground.
His middle foot?
Metal.
Metal.
Oh! I
Middle
heard
foot.
middle foot, and I was like,
No!
what the fuck? Does he have 3 feet?
Damn.
I'm refraining from making that joke.
You said that we don't know what's in his pants, Skid. You can't make that joke.
I can't make that joke. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Anyway. So we land.
You land.
Great. Matthews is beelining it to Loka.
Okay. Loka kind of looks at it, looks back at Matthias, looks at it, looks back at Matthias. I think that means he's fine. He's supposed to be here by order of the Inquisition, so I'm gonna go yes.
Yes, I'd assume this is fine.
We want to talk about how a child has a bounty of 500,000 thrones on their head, though?
Yes, that is. Quite a lot
Who wants to kill a child that bad?
people. From the looks of it.
Inquisition, I guess.
The Inquisition.
I mean, I kind of get why, but like, do they even know she's guilty, or do they just need someone to pin it on? You know, I shouldn't ask those questions. That's bordering on heresy. Go tell Clovis. I didn't say anything. You have
did not
no
say
tangible
anything.
proof.
I do not.
Go tell Clovis.
Understood. Please take care of yourself and make sure you take a nap. Please.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe. He puts his hands on his hips. Loka.
Maybe tomorrow. Not
At
negotiate.
least it's something. At least it's something. You know, at least it's something. Sure.
Yeah, I'll take one tomorrow. I have
I'm
a
holding you up on
lot. I have a lot more stims, okay? I'm just saying.
Be careful with those.
I only overdosed once, okay? And that was 3
Once?
years ago. That was 3 years ago. I've gotten better since then, and I built up a tolerance. So, meh. He sticks his tongue out at you, Matthias, as he looks back to his paperwork.
Matthews takes off his mask and sticks out his tongue back. Before he puts it back on to go report to the Lord Captain.
I think I should clarify to everyone out of context who is not aware of this. These two have technically known each other for like over 10 years.
Yeah, they're buddies.
They're buddies. This is
buddies.
canon.
Yeah.
Okay. Matthias, you approach the Lord Captain.
I do approach the Lord Captain. Lord Captain,
Yes.
I have a report on our new genitor. Or... What the fuck is the position called that this guy's taking? I forgot.
Engine seer.
He's the engine seer.
Thank you. Matthews kind of goes, I have a report on our new engine seer.
Well, all right. Lay it on me. Let's hear it.
He...
Can't be possibly worse than anything I've witnessed so far.
If this were a sitcom, Matthews would like glance to the side of the screen, like at the viewer. But he like puts down
This is the Office.
It can be.
I made that joke last session. It absolutely can be.
It can be,
It can
especially
be.
because you want to know what Matthews was for the past 3 years? An office worker. So he puts down the manila folder and opens it to specific pages for Clovis to look through.
You sound so prideful when you say that.
Thank you. I wrote this report. Me, Skid. Yeah.
Okay. We're waiting.
Oh, you're like actually waiting for me, Skid, to narrate all of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
give Clovis the narrative, man.
Give Clovis the narrative, man. Alright, sorry, it's like 12:30 p.m. a.m.
AM.
a.m. Point
Damn, Skid,
proven.
I didn't know you were in Australia.
For sure. I was just like, I'll let Clovis read it. Forgot, bros.
Read it.
No,
Yeah, read it.
you should read
Bro's
it.
on his like 7th cup of recap today. Read it to him.
Alone, by now,
Okay.
Gratis is like returned to Clovis' side, right?
Yeah. You all would be there by now.
Can I say
So
Matthews
Gratis will say
read
in
it?
character. So you're the seneschal. This is your part of your job.
No, Matthias would read it out loud. It's just that me Skid doesn't want to.
Okay, fair
bad.
enough.
Okay, fair enough.
it's
You get
really
the general gist of everything that's been described, Clovis.
So our new janitor hails from another dynasty, from Kyotis. And this entire bloodline went extinct recently, sans for a girl by the name of Freya. Freya?
Freya. Okay.
Freya Van Corden. Her whereabouts are unknown. Suspected heresy on part of the Inquisitor by the sound of the wording.
And he's actually supposed to be there on order of the Inquisition. He's not that sus. I promise.
And he was allowed to take leave of the planet while the investigation continues
That is correct.
on my ship.
Does that look right?
Clovis looks genuinely concerned. Well, that certainly alters the variables a bit. The Inquisition has another operation active in the Cronus Expanse. At first I thought that there were only two, mine and the Calcazar group. But as it turns out, another Inquisitor is active in this sector. Well, that's reassuring. Huh. Clovis just leans back in his chair. Do you have any indication of who the Inquisitor in charge of the Kyoto's investigation is?
Do I?
No.
I do not.
Anything that stands out that Clovis might recognize from the report?
There is that note in
Like
his handwriting.
Does Clovis recognize the handwriting?
Roll against your intelligence.
Okay. 34.
Does that succeed?
Intelligence of flat 50, so.
Yeah, hey Clovis.
Mm-hmm.
You know one of the allies of your old boss that took in a bunch of your colleagues but didn't take you in?
Right.
It's one of those guys.
So it's one of Clovis's old co-workers.
Effectively, yes.
I mean, that makes sense. Same class, same degree of competence. Clovis is given one operation, the other guy gets another.
Yep. Another guy
Parallel.
from effectively your group who's supposed to be effectively proving their worth.
Clovis has inside information now. This could be useful. A collaboration could be down the line, but Clovis would need to wrap up loose ends here first.
Yes.
Clovis thinks to himself, but does not reveal any of this to anyone. He just looks at the handwriting and goes, huh. Well, I suppose once we wrap things up here, our next stop is Kyoto's. Do we have any idea what age the missing heiress was upon her disappearance?
Aelin.
Matthias, that would be about 12. However, it's been a year or two since then, so she'd be 14, 15 at this point.
She was 12 at time of disappearance, so she would be around 13 or 14 as of current. Lord Captain.
A terrible fate for a child. Your family's gone, and next thing you know, half the Inquisition has an interest in you. Your home planet is blockaded, and your only living relative half a galaxy away. Not literally, but metaphorically. Freya von Corden. How far away is Kyotos from this system?
Everyone go to the map of the Coronis Expanse, which is on slide 2.
Slide 2.
You guys are in Tyr's gentle repose in the Rifts of Hecaton, which is where that white circle with a red triangle is.
Upper left-hand corner.
Worlds are down here, where I'm going to put a big fat cyan circle around. In other words, literally the opposite side of the Coronis Expanse.
Huh.
It's like you're going from Maine to from Florida to Washington, basically. Long way.
Washington State.
Yes, Washington State.
Interesting. Clovis just basically considers this. Well, I'm trying to remember what. My colleague was also Ordo Xenos, correct?
Yes, however, that doesn't mean they didn't transfer him after the demise of your previous mentor.
That is true. Clovis keeps this in mind.
So he was Ordo Xenos, but that doesn't mean they kept him there, especially if, say, the Ordos Hereticus, they decided basically they wanted to distance him, requisitioned him, exactly, after... Because that can happen, you know, he needed a master. If no one in the Ordo Xenos that's who was nearby necessarily wanted to take him, it would have been within the rights of the Ordos Hereticus to appropriate him.
That's fair, so we know that this is a Hereticus affair.
This is a Hereticus affair.
Okay. Not exactly Clovis's wheelhouse, but, you know, he's been learning way more than he wanted to recently about demons and stuff.
Yeah, maybe firsthand. Literally firsthand.
He has practical experience now. Ha 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 ha.
Yes.
Field knowledge.
True. Field knowledge.
What are you, a farmer? That's very canned laughter.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
Well, no use dawdling in that. Vorus Corden, Psi 20, has been proven to be a loyal and effective servant of the God Emperor, and his brief tenure as Engine Seer of the Sun's Heart will hopefully go without any issue. However, we are still stranded here on this planet for the time being until we can figure out where the vault is hidden. Carnicus of Steel and his forces are somewhere here as well. So we need to be prepared and vigilant. Skatari.
So, yes, Captain.
Have you had proper time to mourn your compatriot V Centaurus?
Plenty of time.
Then secure the perimeter and double check our operational integrity. I don't want any leaks, any slip-ups, and no surprises.
Gradius nods, and then he goes gladly.
Seneschal, Master Vandegrim. Appraise the status of the men. I want to know who might be compromised in the wake of the scrap code attack. I want you to verify everyone's loyalties down here.
Understood.
Master Urizen,
Yes, Captain.
I want you to inspect the shuttles we have here on the surface of the planet. I want you to inspect them for any signs of potential sabotage.
Okay.
I want to make sure that we can leave this planet without issue. Once we have ascertained the location of the vault, we will pull back and regroup aboard the Sun's Heart. That is all. And Clovis he hasn't gotten up since the surgery. Like, he's still in the chair. He just, like, gets up and just, like, starts doing some exercises with his hand to test his, hand-eye coordination.
It's surprisingly
Yeah.
functional.
Well, Clovis is gonna undergo some quick physical therapy is to, like, make sure his hand's in fighting condition for the time being, and he's gonna take this opportunity to rest up as well.
All right. We will pass a day, which means everyone who's damaged heals for 1.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, technically, Clovis, you'd be under the care of the Magos, which means that a Medicaid test can be rolled. I'm just going to say it succeeds. You'd heal for 6.
I'm up to 12.
Woo! Okay. The sun begins to rise above the horizon of the planet once before. The heat cooled off slightly during the night, however it's still surprisingly warm, much more than you're used to. And the direct sunlight coming back is not necessarily preferable. You'll live, however. As the sun rises, Gradius, a group of Adeptus Mechanicus and Scutari approach and salute, handing over a data slate. This squadron has returned. We have observed a strange phenomena to the northwest. A storm appears to be brewing, however we have not detected any water source for such cumulonimbus clouds to form. These units advise further investigation. However, our brothers and sisters who have entered the storm have not yet returned. One of the other Scutari speaks up from the back. Hostile presences predicted within the storm.
Ah,
Gradius nods as he
wonderful.
accepts the data slate.
This is to Gradius, not Clovis. Because he's,
Right.
Well, I'm assuming that's just basically like what Clovis basically recites the same information like about a minute later.
Clovis is saying that
Yeah.
about his cup of recap.
Yeah, Gradius, you give the same report to Clovis and hand him the data slate. It basically has, like, the scan data and the recon data that they got on their expedition.
Well, we knew we weren't alone when we landed on this planet. Good to see, at the very least, that we're staying on top of that.
Your orders?
We let them come to us. We have already gathered enough knowledge of the local terrain that attempting to meet them halfway may be impractical. Has our defenses been shored up in a day since we've landed?
Yes, sir. I also even take out a data slate showing him that we placed a minefield, and they're the kind that that wait till activation before they go off. So just press the button and the defenses will be strengthened.
Excellent. We can hold them off here, let them come to us. They lack the element of surprise, and we have home field advantage. Still, we must be wary for infiltration inside the camp. Double the shifts, double the guards, double the watch. No one rests until the storm passes over us, and whatever's hiding inside is dead and on a dissection table.
Matthews thinks this is bad news for Loka.
Gradius is going to look down at Clovis as he's going to go, like, do the bodies need to be pre-dissected or after?
Whatever enemy of mankind happens to cross your path, Gradius, I trust in your personal judgment to render them fitting punishment.
Gradius nods, and then from there he just and then from there he just basically turns away and he starts pulling all of his arms to basically give out the orders to the Adeptus Mechanicus for the plans.
All right. Matthias,
That's me.
As you're kind of investigating all of the personnel down, I'm gonna have you go to the map of the camp for this.
Okay.
As you're basically kind of investigating, the personnel of the camp, I'm gonna trim some guys, green. Oh, that's filling them green. Nah, that works too. I'm gonna fill some guys green.
Right.
You notice as you're kind of making your rounds, just kind of checking in on everyone, that there are some guys down in this area of the camp acting odd.
Doing the fun little thing of moving my token little by little as I head over. Acting odd in what way? As I, like, presumably do my Matthews thing of peek around corner.
They appear to be doing strange yoga on the job.
Strange yoga. Okay. Matthews just walks on over and he goes, "And what kind of ritual is this?"
You see,
God
one of the
Emperor, I'm
people.
hoping.
You see one of the guys turn to you as his body is like moving. Seneschal, sir, we can't stop.
You can't stop.
We can't stop. We've tried. We tried to get back to work, and then suddenly our bodies started doing this.
Right. This is indeed an issue.
You see one of them basically nod. Yes, sir, it is an issue. I feel exhausted, like I'm gonna pass out any moment, but I can't stop.
When did this start again?
About an hour ago, maybe 2.
I see. We'll get this sorted shortly. Be careful with your knees.
You
He
see
says
one
as
of
he
them.
just walks away.
You see one of them who's basically stuck, like, basically, like, rocking back and forth on his knees for some reason that he doesn't understand. Go, I'll try, sir. I don't know if I can.
May the God Emperor bless you. As he goes back to report this to Clovis. Clovis, Lord Captain.
Yes.
There appears to be a problem with some of our men. They have been, for an hour now, mysteriously stretching and cannot stop.
Are they being compelled, or are they in control of their mental faculties?
They are able to talk just fine. They are physically unable to change what position they're in.
Clovis might have seen this before, so he's going to ask a very specific question. Do any of them look metallic?
Did they live?
They looked very rigid. Maybe not like metallic, but they looked like their limbs should have given out in the hour or 2 that they were stuck in these positions.
Ah, I see. Not metallic, Lord Captain, but rigid.
Did you touch them?
No.
Did their eyes look green?
Yes.
Yes, they did, Lord Captain.
Ah! I have seen this before. Not to worry, there is a very simple solution. And you see him pull out his Ripper pistol and basically load it as he walks out the tent.
Matthews follows.
Moving the token. I'm just fiddling. Clovis walks in the front in a straight line. I'm just enjoying the shift control thing.
This control thing is really
Clovis is
fun.
dancing.
Now it's Clovis' turn.
Clovis looks and sees his men.
You see one of them is like doing this really weird crane pose. One of them is like T-posing. One of them is like stuck balancing on only his knees. And another one is stuck in the downward dog. Hello, Lord Captain, sir. We can't stop doing this. We can't move.
How are you feeling, gentlemen, if I might inquire?
Tired, Lord Captain? Very tired. A bit afraid. Do you know what's wrong, sir?
Are you feeling cold, stiff, or otherwise somewhat rigid?
Very stiff, sir. It's like our joints have locked up. Kind of like, what is it they called it? Lockjaw? But all over the place.
Master Vandergrim,
Yes, sir, Captain.
remove that man's shirt. He points to one of the men posing.
Matthews is lucky he has the mask on, or else he would give Clovis a really weird look. And he's also thankful he has metallic limbs as he carefully lifts the guy's shirt.
Okay, you take off the shirt of the guy who's T-posing, using a knife to basically cut off the parts that you can't otherwise remove. And you see underneath, his right shoulder in particular appears to have been overtaken with some kind of vaguely metallic substance.
Clovis nods in understanding. I have seen this before. Are there any psychers? Are there any psychers in the area?
Out of context, Matthias would know that no, there are no psychers or astropaths down here.
Oh, what a shame. No way to double check for sure. Clovis looks towards Matthews. Killed him.
Understood, Lord Captain. And almost immediately he whips out his, what gun do I have? What gun do I feel like killing these guys with today? Which one's faster? The bolt gun.
Yeah, Skid, you don't even need to roll, they're standing still, you just put the barrel of the gun up to, the nose of the gun up to each guy's head and shoot him 3 times through the skull, and they all do not fall over, but are definitely dead.
He blows the smoke off his gun, holsters it, and he goes, "Done, Lord Captain." He was very quick about it. You gave the order, he did it immediately.
Clovis will make a mental note of this. Are you familiar with what a pariah is, Master Vandergrim?
Miskid is not. Would Matthias know?
Has he encountered Necrons before?
Nope.
Technically, she's not a pariah, she's just a Necron tier, but effectively it's the same concept. If Matthias, roll me Forbidden Lore Xenos.
Oh, I have that! Yay! That's intelligence.
We can call her a pariah, because I'm not going to be using pariahs in this game anyway, we can just call her that.
I don't know.
Matthias, you haven't dealt with Necrons, you have no fucking clue.
Well, either that or I only know them by slurs.
Yeah, or you only, like, you don't know what faction they belong to, but you're sure that, like, basically, you don't know exactly what they are. You've heard the name before float around a couple times through your ears, but you never really got a definition.
Clovis holsters his pistol and looks towards Matthias. There exists a very specific subsect of humanity immensely immune to the effects of the warp. We refer to them as pariahs because they don't have a mark in the warp, which translates to a feeling of unease when people who aren't pariahs are around them. You shun them, you ignore them, and you feel uncomfortable in their presence because they have no presence. Do you understand this so far?
Understood.
The Necrons found a way to weaponize them against us years ago. I believe the after-action reports on, Cronus. Or was it some other system in that vicinity? Regardless, pariahs that come under Necron possession are converted. We call those also pariahs.
I see.
The Necrons are fond of performing experiments on our people whenever they are captured. But for whatever reason, pariahs are next to useless for them. So rather than be used as subjects for experimentation, the Necrons infect pariahs with a sort of genetic virus. That manifests itself as metallic growths on the body at first. Within hours, the victims become fully lobotomized and robotic, minions of the Necrons, incapable of rational belief or logic, though a few documented examples exist of them able to communicate. However, they turn away from the light of the God Emperor and in service of whatever Necron abomination made them in the first place. These men have been infected by some sort of variant of the virus. I do not know any of these men to be pariahs, and without a psyker in the area, we can't verify if that was the case. But the end result likely would have been the same. There was nothing we could do for these men at this stage.
I see.
Out of context, Diego. Holy fucking shit, you got that quick.
Huh?
Yeah.
TLDR, technically it's not only pariahs that they can do this to, but the Necrons have something that effectively negates... It basically turns men into pariahs, and in doing so, it turns their bodies to metal or stone. And turns them into, servants of the Necrons. Diego, you got that fucking instantly. Anyway, continue.
Clovis has knowledge.
I was also partially correct. They're called blanks. But they
Yes.
carry something called the pariah gene.
Pariah gene.
That
Yeah.
makes them immune and invisible to the warp. So these guys make up a lot of the Sisters of Silence that show up whenever the Custodies are around.
Yeah, and I'll read the exact blurb from the wiki where I got this from. The Necrons utilize Blackstone, also called Noctilith, which is a unique substance that has warp nullification effects when negatively charged that led many in the Imperium to dub it Pariah Stone. However, Blackstone doesn't just negate psychic powers or effects, it can also be used to amplify the powers of the warp should it be charged in the right way.
And Necron pariahs are experimental cybernetic warriors created by an infusion of Necron technology, Blackstone, and humans. Specifically
Yes.
those that carry the pariah gene.
Yes.
So basically,
and you don't have to be
TLDR...
a full pariah to carry the pariah gene either.
No,
You don't have to
basically
be
the
a blank
Necrons
to
are...
carry the gene.
It's like robotic necromancy.
Yeah, remember those guys you fought in one of the first fucking sessions?
Yeah.
The guys with, like, that were half corrupted by metal and were seemingly, like, lifeless and robotic as if being controlled by someone? The pieces coming together now?
Oh, fuck, that's what they were.
The pieces coming together now?
Yep.
I planned this out very far in advance.
We can tell.
Clovis looks to the others. Necron presence on the planet is confirmed, and they have pariahs. Update to current operational orders. Anything vaguely metallic that moves is a target.
I'll keep that in mind for the rest of my checks, Lord Captain.
If it's not wearing Imperium colors, kill it.
Understood.
And Clovis retreats back into his medicine tent.
Okay. Matthews is going to continue his checks around.
Alrighty. Matthias, you basically inspect the rest of the people, and no one else appears to have any of the issues.
Okay.
No one else is turning into metal and doing strange yoga poses.
I see. Very good. When he's done, he reports back to Clovis, those findings. That he found, no one else. Wasn't all silly.
Clovis is gonna look towards one of the Medicae attending him and says, I want inspections of every soldier in this camp. If any of them begins developing metallic growths over their body, kindly grant them the Emperor's mercy and quarantine their remains. That goes for the same 4 individuals that Matthias executed earlier.
The AdMech basically nod as they have mechadendrites and can basically do it without contact. It will be done, Lord Captain.
Better safe than sorry. I'm pleasantly surprised I picked up on that.
Yeah, I'm very surprised you picked up on it. I was expecting to force you guys to have to make a couple of checks, but I'm letting you, since your character's part of the Order of Xenos, say that yeah, he fucking knows that, since you as the player clocked it immediately. I'm very surprised you did, but pleasantly surprised. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We will skip ahead another day. We're almost at the end of the session. This is a shorter session, so I'm not going to call a break. But we'll skip ahead another
Fair
day.
enough.
Diego, you go for another 6. I believe you're at full now. And that is what I was waiting for.
Full health. Oh, the music's changed. It Fallout ambience anymore. We're fucked.
Uh-oh, we're boned.
The sun should rise above the horizon, you think.
Time to kill.
It's supposed to rise above the horizon, you think. And yet the darkness doesn't fade. About 15 minutes past when sunset was determined is when the camp begins to all buzz to life. Everyone arms themselves. Previous lay workers picking up scrappy autoguns. Adeptus Mechanicus, all pulling out their Omniscion axes. Everyone is on edge. And that's when you see it. A storm approaches. A swirling hurricane of black clouds, threatening and all-encompassing. Along with a loud, inhuman, shrieking roar. Everybody, please roll me a fear test.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm pretty sure we went over this last time. I have...
You don't need to.
Wait,
I also forgot because I also have
Resistance
resistance
fear.
fear.
I'm good.
Yeah.
resistance
rolled a-
fear.
Degree of success. I'm
You
good.
get a plus 10 on your test then, Tam. But it
Oh,
doesn't...
that's all?
Yes.
Oh.
I would like to stand next to you and look fucking pissed at the clouds to give you the extra 10% you need to pass.
Matthews is
So,
fine.
what's
If you need
the...
it.
How's this work?
You need to roll against your willpower.
Willpower. Ugh.
Finally succeeded.
You said plus 10?
I said with a plus 10.
And I'm also using my Rogue Trader ability to give you an extra... Is
That's
it plus 10 or 10%?
It's plus 10, effectively.
So
That
you
makes
get a
it
plus 20.
67. Okay, I'm good. Okay, Will.
So I'm not afraid of shit, apparently.
Holy fuck! You are so ready to avenge V Centaurus, you don't give a crap!
Oh yeah, baby.
I am putting this in enemies.
Yours and a
Oh,
little
boy.
shake, but he's okay.
Pariahs, pariahs.
A natural
No.
3. Jesus.
Oh, what the fuck is
Oh,
that?
that's a bloodthirst.
Oh,
That is a
heck.
bloodthirster.
Guys,
That is
look.
not a bloodthirster.
Bloodletter.
That is not a bloodletter.
Oh, we're fucked.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Why is
dude.
it spiky?
Why shouldn't it? Be?
That looks to be a greater demon of corn.
A what?
Yes, sir.
Ooh,
Oh, God.
That's
Uh,
why I
fun.
mentioned orbital barrages, buddy. This is gonna be a gimmick fight next time.
A what?
Yay.
Wait,
All
Last-
right.
Last session, we fought against a lesser demon of corn.
It was only
This one is a greater demon. And those things
I am
are
making a token on
basically
the
planet
map.
killers.
Which map?
Slide 10.
Uh-huh.
The big circle.
What the heck is
The
that?
big circle.
That is a giant demon man.
Flying
Oh
over the
my.
horizon, you see a giant monstrosity, leathery wings peppered from gunshots, burns from plasma pistols, a giant axe inscribed with a demonic symbol of its master in its arm. Blood is splattered across its muscled body, a tail lashing behind it. It lands with another unholy roar. Did anyone fail their fear test?
No.
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 Oh no.
Congratulations.
Diego, no.
You all are not afraid of this thing.
Yeah, because this thing isn't a tyrannid. I'm afraid of foes.
You all hear a whisper in your ears, similar to the one that you heard when coming out of the warp. The prince is coming. The prince is here. Will you vanquish him? Or will you be the vanquished? Either way, I will receive my tithe. It looks upon your camp, and then turns to you. There's a fury in its eyes. Something familiar to all of you. Everyone please roll me intelligence.
Huh?
Oh, fuck.
Intelligence. Okay.
I figured out what it is, and...
Alune, I'm
Ooh.
confused. I've succeeded, but I'm confused.
I also succeeded.
I'd like to-
Holy fuck, Will.
I'd like to roll again on my intelligence.
Hell
Alrighty.
yes.
I know Will used a fate point, but
Yeah.
Diego, you as well.
Yes! I passed the second time.
I also.
Everyone. The prince stares you down. The one you've heard foretold by all of Carnicus's minions, the one you've heard foretold by creatures in the warp, and the eyes confirm it. This is Carnicus of Steel, newly ascended Daemon Prince of Corn. And he is challenging you. Your final hurdle before Clovis, you can redeem yourself in the eyes of the Inquisition, and the rest of you can finally go home. And with that, as the fight dawns upon you, we will end our session for today.
That's
Balls.
terrifying.
Balls.
Big balls.
Guess who's gonna call in orbital strikes like this is Helldivers?
Diego.
Yep.
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 I'm not making you fight this thing without orbital barrages. I'm not a monster.
We have
Yeah.
one tank.
It's
We have one tank and 20 men and
no
about
ZZ.
and 6 tents.
We have a
And a ship
Matthew's vendor.
directly above you in orbit with giant fucking macro cannons that have just gotten repaired.
Yeah, but one of those is equivalent of dropping a nuke on us.
Yes, sir. You also have shuttles
That is true.
that are armed with like fucking anti-tank guns.
So anyway, demon princes are nasty.
They are nasty. They are the highest rank that a mortal can achieve under a god of chaos.
Wow.
Keyword
It-
mortal. There are much greater demons than demon princes, but it is the ultimate goal of any mortal follower of a chaos god.
So then what did this guy do to do this? To end up
He
like
slaughtered
this?
basically his entire fucking ship, and that's why you found it as a space hulk.
Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
The guy
Yes.
who kidnapped Ron.
The guy who kidnapped Ron.
I think it's funny
Basically-
how Ron's just like sitting in jail right now on the ship, by the way. He's still there.
I know!
Basically, there is no one way to become a demon prince. You basically have to score a lot of points with your respective chaos god in order to get the promotion in the first place. And depending on who that master is, the requirements can be very different. Like sacrificing an entire planet to chaos, that's a promotion. Killing 8 million sacrifices with a specific bronze dagger while completely butt naked and covered in blood, that's a promotion. It depends on who you're serving, of course.
Yep.
so, Loon. Here's the music track I think I want to play for something happens again in the future.
Are you using what stat blocks are you going to be using for this guy? Something custom or something from the other systems?
Technically something custom, but like I said, I'm not having you fight this thing on foot. I'm giving you guys a fun set piece fight before you have to fight a Necron on foot.
That's fair enough.
In other words, have fun boarding a shuttle and basically getting to do space combat against this thing.
I mean, it would be pretty cool if Urzin was able to get into like a fighter jet and just do strafing runs.
I guess what you guys are basically doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
thing I have a 90 for my flying tests.
And Gradius, you get a tank, you have a rhino that has a fucking gun on it.
I just have guns.
Yeah, it'll help me get closer so I can swing my axe at it.
No! Don't do that!
Mhm.
Yes,
I'm interested-
Tam?
If I'm shooting a gun in a flyer,
That's still your ballistic skill.
can I get a bonus on my ballistic skill?
I'll think about it. I'm
Okay.
ironing out
it's
the
a really-
mechanics for next time, and that's why we're not fighting this thing today.
That's fair, but I'd like to point out that a Demon Prince of Corn is not a small target. It is the size of a 7-Eleven.
Oh,
I
I'm
know.
aware it's the size of a 7-Eleven. That's why its token is so chonky.
I
I
was
know,
imagining it
Diego.
as
However,
the size
small
of this
problem.
mega 7-Eleven I've been to. That's like a mile away.
Small problem, Diego. Urizen's very good at agility, not much else.
Man, I
His
just
Agility
ballistic
is really
skill,
all that.
his ballistic skill's
Honestly,
a 61 after full upgrades.
honestly, it doesn't even matter. As long as you can stay in the air and just not get hit by the guy, you're doing more than enough.
You're doing great.
Most pilots never even get a confirmed kill in their own aircraft. They just know how to fly. Most of them haven't even killed anything. This is
Wait.
true ever since the inception of aerial warfare. Not everyone in the Air Force killed someone in another plane.
yeah.
Yep.
Alun,
Yes.
I just realized I didn't have to use a fate point before because I get to automatically re-roll failed pilot tests on small aircraft.
Thankfully, it didn't matter for this session. By the way, I'm just gonna post a picture of a corn army. The
Cool.
big guy's the Demon Prince.
Cool.
I'll just put this in memes and media.
Here
This
I
is
thought,
just like for scale of how fat they are compared to even just other demons.
Wow.
and here I thought my minefield was overkill.
No, sir.
No.
They're chonky.
Diego, I'm interested in. Clovis took a note of how fast Matthews took the order to kill people.
Is that a plus or a minus?
A plus or a minus?
I'd say it is just a slash.
Slash.
It's not a plus and it's not a minus. It's just something to keep note of.
Something to keep note of that Matthews is quick to answer orders and just straight up fucking shoot a man.
Yeah, no, he killed those guys without questioning.
Yeah, he killed those guys without fucking questioning you. He's a little. You read his paperwork. That man's a little mildly insane, and he really hasn't shown it yet.
Yeah.
If Clovis asked Gradius to be there, I would have lined them up like bowling pins, and then I would have just like hucked my axe at them.
Matthews just took 4 shots. Because there were 4 of them and went bam, bam, bam. And he was like, done.
He could have saved bullets.
He doesn't mind.
Hmm.
Again,
You're not shooting the demon anyway.
yeah. Again, Matthews is. He has a lot going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
his
hope you guys
insanity-
had fun.
I did.
The hubris
I hope
got
you
me.
guys next time will have fun murdering a demon and then
Very
finding a tomb. But murdering a demon is probably the most fun part of next session.
Murdering a demon is fun. I have to write an essay still. I'm not going to do that tonight, but like, I gotta.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I don't
So,
know about what
mhm.
yet.
By recording.
By
Bye,
recording.
recording.
Recording.